Hey there guitar players, and welcome to our last session for the moment on fretboard skills. We're going to be talking about shape 5 today, as we've been following on from all of the stuff so far. So let's get right into the session. So what you can see on the screen in front of you right now is your shape 5 minor pentatonic scale. We need to be first and foremost aligning that with a shape 5 chord. Now, if I'm playing that exactly where this is written, I've written this in the higher octave, so I'd be playing the chord up here. That's actually very hard to get your hands in up there. So what we're going to do, just to make this easier for all players, we're going to play the chord first and foremost down here. So this is a shape 5 minor triad that you will have seen if you've been following through the Advancing Guitarist material. If you haven't, I strongly suggest that you're doing that stuff alongside everything that we do here. But basically, the chord shape, you'd be playing the 5th fret on the E string, 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G. Okay, you bar the 2 notes at the 2nd fret. Sorry, from the D string and G string. Don't do what I did and bar through to your B string, because that's a major 3rd, which isn't in the chord. So, 4th finger on, 2nd finger on, 3rd fret on the A string, 1st finger is going to be barring, 2nd fret D string, 2nd fret G string. That's your chord shape that you want to see in the underlying pentatonic scale there. So the root, the minor 3rd, the 5th, back to the root. So what we then do, we're going to take that up the octave. Like I say, that's very hard to fit that in there. You need to be able to bend your wrist in a certain way to get that thumb in. But once you've got that, we can then start building the shape 5 minor pentatonic scale around it. So if I talk through the fingering, the frets wise, I want you to use up here, I want you to use fingers 1 and 3 exclusively to play the shape. So we're going to go 15, 17, then we're going to do that again on the A string, then we're going to use 14, 17 on the D string, 14, 17 on the G string, then we've got 15, 17 on your B string, and then again on the high E. Now if I was to take that an octave lower, so down around where I've just played the chord shape here, I wouldn't use fingers 1 and 3. I would use fingers 2 and 4 to get the shape started. Then I'd use 1 and 4, 1 and 3 to finish it off. You could also go 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. All of this is about being a rock guitar player, and or a blues player even, and wanting to actually get like bends and all of them sorts of things wherever we can. As a rock and blues player with pentatonic scale forms, you want to try and use fingers 1 and 3. So if I'm playing up, been using a bit of the blues scale up there, but I'm trying to use fingers 1 and 3 wherever possible, because that's just it's just better for the vocabulary that you develop as a rock and blues player to use fingers 1 and 3. Like I said, you don't have to stick to that, and fingerings aren't strict rules. If you've got situations like up here, it makes sense on that stretch to use fingers 1 and 4. I'd also suggest to all of you, don't neglect using fingers 1 and 4, because that is a bit of a that's a problem I see in a lot of people technically. So anyway, that is your shape 5 scale. If we just go back to the actual looking at the scale shape, let's just make sure, as always, that we know the actual voicing. So we start on our flat 7 in this shape of A. Then you're going to your root, then it's your minor 3rd, 4, 5, flat 7, root, minor 3rd, 4, 5, flat 7. So the importance of this is that when you're soloing around the shape, you can target specific tones. So if you want to play a root minor 3rd on the G string, you can play phrases around knowing that. So what we're going to do in the play along video, in the next video of this class, we are going to do the same as we've done before. Up and down 80 BPM. What we're going to do, we're going to start at the 2nd fret, which will put us in the key of A flat to start with. We'll start there because, like always, I don't want to use open strings. So we'll be up. All the way up and down, then move to the next position. So we'll do that in all 12 keys and then come all the way back. So I'll see you in the next video.